All right, ladies and gents, welcome to another Play All 3. This is in round 3 for these players. So they've got to catch up and get round 4 out of the way within the next few days anyways. So lots of games coming, but when we come into this set, MbL, he is first in his group right now. Technically tied, though Nikov has played one more round. MbL went 2-1 versus his teammate Nikov, and then he went 3-0 versus ACCM. MbL has looked fantastic. He's here in the blue with 5 wins out of 6 playing as the Gujaras, and I said blue when I meant to say red. And then in the blue, we have BadBoy, who's playing as the Chinese. BadBoy, after 2 rounds, he has 0 losses out of a potential 6 wins. So that was painful for him, and it does feel like the competition's not going to get any easier for him. I think he played ACCM, and he played Tato. So he has MbL, and then he has Dogao, and then he has Nikov. So for BadBoy, you might not need to put the pressure on yourself to get a 3-0 here, but getting 1 or 2 wins is definitely needed because it doesn't feel like there's going to be many other sweeps in this group, the group that many people are calling the group of death. We'll see what the performance for BadBoy will look like today. I know he was a bit sick, which is why we had delays with getting the set done. But you know what else is sick? The Chinese. Ha! You like that segue? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Chinese is sick, and also the Gujaras are pretty sick. So I don't think either player will really have Civ complaints here. Gujaras, of course, play out a bit differently. They place their sheep inside of their mill. MbL actually didn't find 2 of his yet. Should be out here somewhere, yep. So that's, I guess, hurting him in some ways. So different build order for the Gujaras. Also, the Gujaras are very new. So with the Gujaras being new, players have pretty much figured them out at this point and have determined that this civilization is a civ that you should either ban or pick and play with no in between. Chinese, obviously well established, have been around a long time. Where their struggles would be is if they were to get lamed or lose out on food. So BadBoy's just sitting at home right now, bringing in all the food he can. And can he see his elephant? He's against MbL. And he might assume that MbL would lame him. I'm pretty sure he knew it was back here, though. Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me. Okay, he found it. Because I would assume it was stolen if I was against MbL, so. Okay, he's going to find his elephant. Obviously, it's in later than he would have wanted. But at least he had the food from the ostrich here. He should be okay. Kronstein, you're spot on. We are seeing a lot of the same civilizations picked and rotated in through a lot of the maps. We are going to change the way civs work past the group stage. I think it's really important to have a consistent way of drafting for a certain stage of the game. Switching it midway, I think, is, at least with the group format, I think it's not good. And so I actually think it'll be quite nice. Like, by the time this group stage ends, we'll obviously have the hype of the results, trying to find out who's going to be relegated, advance, etc. And then we also are going to know a lot of what the preferences are for the players right before the final stages when they will have to pick different civs. Now, we don't know what the players are going to do with the new draft, but the new draft will incorporate a lot more bans. I would say we probably won't see civilizations like Gujaras, Hindustanis, Chinese, Aztecs, maybe Mayans. I mean, again, they could globally ban Poles or Bohemians. Like, you never know, but I think some of the repeat civilizations, in theory, we won't see quite as frequently after the group stage. The only way to have meta-breaking matchups is to establish a meta, which is what the first couple weeks of this event has done. BadBoy still hasn't found the opponent here, but he's going to click up at a good time. 2 additional villagers compared to MbL. But MbL does have all of his herdables inside of his mill. And he's going to go for archers or man-at-arms here. He's going to gold. And yeah, he's going to go for militia before even knowing where the opponent is. What's up, Sam? Glad you could make it for the start of this series. Again, it feels like BadBoy needs to get a win or 2. And for MbL, everyone else has swept BadBoy. So if he were to not 3-0 here or not get a 2-1, I think it would really hurt his results in the long run in this group. Very rare, though, to go man-at-arms when you don't know exactly where your opponent is. MbL does have a knack for finding the enemy, though. Here he comes. This looks like it could be scouts for BadBoy. BadBoy sees the militia. So he gets bailed out a little bit as well because he didn't find MbL. Now he knows exactly where MbL is. MbL will know that BadBoy's TC is here. BadBoy trying to wall on a very open map. Not very easy to wall this one. MbL brings his camel home. Both players hoping they're in Feudal Age faster. BadBoy will actually be in Feudal Age half a second faster. There you go. Oh, MbL is half a second faster, excuse me. Here we are. Range opening for BadBoy. BadBoy's seen the Man-at-Arms, maybe not expecting it originally. And so now he's decided he's going to go into some defensive range units. Oh, God. Does it stress anyone else out when you see people have to wall up these wood lines? The point was we wanted a map that was really aggressive, that you couldn't wall up as much as Arabia. Maybe some of the other maps we're seeing. BadBoy getting some hits and distracting MbL's Man-at-Arms. These villagers are exposed, and he has to head over here to this gold now. Behind this, MbL is adding an archer range. MbL doesn't actually have any eco upgrades, which is interesting. And he's unable to kill the villagers. Some impressive play here from BadBoy. Again, from what I heard, BadBoy was sick this week. So we did extend the time, and I was concerned. You know, you hear players out sick. Maybe you're expecting the player to come back and struggle to really get started in a series. But he's looked really good here. MbL adding a stable already. The guy doesn't even have farms. He's adding a stable, I guess, because he's expecting his opponent to go skirms. But I don't know if he's thought this through. I mean, his opponent's going to go archers as well. He could take the gold now. So far, so good for BadBoy. Maintaining his villager lead. Having good eco technologies. And could even kill MbL's Man-at-Arms here in a second. I think MbL adding the scouts is a very MbL thing, but it doesn't necessarily match his eco right now. I don't know how many scouts he's going to be able to create. He does things with timings that other players don't do, and I love MbL for that. He's got a weak camel, and yep, he runs away. So scout goes down for BadBoy. MbL's scout would be really important so he can see the rest of the golds on the map long term. Let's see if MbL gets housed at 35 pop. Producing out of 2 buildings. Okay, yep, he's going to be housed. But just slightly. Getting the house in right now, so one of his production buildings is stalled out. And MbL, I think, will be happy with the control he's had so far. Yeah, they probably double-checked these wood lines to make sure there was no hole. Impressive defense from BadBoy so far. He does have a lot of food in the bank. The issue for BadBoy is he doesn't know what MbL is doing. So he's just hoping MbL is just going to be going for range units. He has no clue what MbL is doing. And he just lost that archer there as well. I think MbL will be very happy that he's received no pressure back here. How's chat doing today? I lost sleep last night thinking about AoE strategies. Super addicted. Nice. Welcome to the family. I don't lose sleep thinking about Age of Empires. I lose sleep watching Age of Empires. I don't lose sleep thinking about Age of Empires too much these days. But I do have a lot of Age of Empires dreams. Did you ever sleep in and then think that you've started your day, and then you wake up and you're like, oh crap, I'm not even at work yet? You ever have those dreams? You know what I'm talking about? Well, I do that with Age of Empires games. So I'll think I'm awake and I'm casting a game, or I'm playing in a game, and then I wake up 2 hours after my alarm, and I regret sleeping in, and I realize, oh god, I wasn't actually asleep. BadBoy's trying to wall a lot right now. Look at the differences. MbL is playing fairly open. These scouts, he did save for a long time to try and surprise BadBoy. And he could kill this villager from BadBoy as well, and MbL is even following this up with archers. Like, for BadBoy, he reminds me of what some other players would do on Arabia. He's banking resources like he's just going to wall up and go up to the next age. But that is not Serengeti, guys. Serengeti is a map where you typically see more military, and trying to rely on walls can sometimes bite you. Remember the beginning of DE where you could only get Rex if you spec the game? Oh my god, yeah. I got out of the bathtub because I saw a game was happening, and I ran out of the bathtub to just spectate the game. Yeah, I literally would get out. The amount of times I got out of bed at 1 or 2 a.m. to walk to my computer to spectate a game because I couldn't get the recorded game otherwise is just way too high. So not looking good for BadBoy at the moment. And MbL's control is just going to give him a whole lot of flow in this game. The scouts are still running around. The archers have got some great pickoffs, and it's been all MbL so far. BadBoy didn't lose many villagers, which is a positive. I think MbL will be disappointed that he's only killed one this game. But the potential for MbL to kill more is here because the scouts can take care of skirms. The archers can take care of the rest. And I'm struggling to see what BadBoy's going to do about this archer scout group that's in the back of his base right now. And so here's the thing. Like, MbL is getting so much damage in that BadBoy's eco efficiency has plummeted. And they might end up having similar castle times, which is why adding the military really has been the best play. At least historically on this map. You know, I've seen exceptions to it. Look how many weak villagers are in there for BadBoy, though. MbL, if he would have actually capitalized and finished off the villas, the game could have been over already. More weak vills for MbL. Finally gets another, gets another, gets another. 5 villagers killed. Also trading against the army so we can stick around here. And BadBoy can't take wood. He can't take wood. Both of his lumber camps are denied right now. Another villager's trapped. Another villager will likely die. MbL is loving life. Again, he's currently the best player in Group D per the results. He comes in here against BadBoy, a player who he will have seen as the weaker player in the group. And he's like, BadBoy, enjoy gold, basically. Like, obviously, that's really harsh to say for me. But that's basically how, like, MbL's meant so much business. That's what it feels like at the moment. And honestly, that comment would very much suit MbL's personality as well, though he would disagree with me on that. 8 villagers killed. MbL's taken very little damage this game. 21 to 8 KD. And he's the Gujaras. But you see what I mean about the differences in styles? I questioned this earlier today as well when Dogao picked the Chinese and he tried to wall up a lot. Like, typically this map doesn't suit civilizations that need to rely on walls as much. MbL doesn't even need to go crossbow in this situation. I really feel like it would make sense for him to just open with Shravamshas. He's only seen his opponent go archers. We've had many long conversations about how the Shravamsha rider and the Gujaras just feel very OP right now. It is interesting to see it's 37 vills for both. That's actually... How does that make any sense? Well, I guess Chinese start with 2 more. And then MbL got wheelbarrow. Had a little bit more TC idle time. That's still kind of funny, though. Still, MbL can do so much in early castle. Here he comes with crossbow bodkin. He likes to add scouts. You notice how he has used his leftover scouts to scout the rest of the map. Determined this is a good area for a town center. And BadBoy's got to go all in, right? Like, BadBoy's best play now is to forget about trying to catch up an economy and going for a lot of army. If I were him, I would probably go knights with crossbows, because if the Shravamsha riders come out, you're going to have problems with just crossbows. That's true. I think MbL does have Town Watch. Yeah, that's a good point. I think Chinese starting with more vills, a little bit of extra idle time, having wheelbarrow, and then Town Watch, and now the math adds up. Also, MbL was in Castle Age a little bit faster, so he's got 1 more vill now. Yeah, MbL's going to break in, man. If you fall behind Gujaras, you don't stand a chance. Now, you could say the same thing about a lot of civs, but any unit that you make, any traditional unit that you make in Castle Age is countered by the Gujaras. Make crossbows, boom, countered by the Shravamshas. You want to make skirms, countered by Shravamshas. You want to make knights, countered by their camels. Camels do 50% more bonus damage. Shravamsha is the fastest unit in the game, and it's super cheap. Yeah, it's going to be tricky from here. The only thing for MbL, though, is that he didn't bring the Shravamshas in. Right? If it's just his crossbows, maybe he could have some problems. We do have ballistics for BadBoy now. Now, if MbL loses his crossbow army, watch BadBoy. He's going to try and just dodge the shots where he can. Getting some good hits against MbL. Now, MbL is buying a lot of time. He's booming, but he has trapped himself. If there is a house here. Oh, wow. Oh, man. He's got ballistics now. This is not going to end well. I wrongly assumed that we would see BadBoy place a house there. I think he was trying to get the stones so we could drop a second TC, and he just didn't expect this. have to say that that's sloppy there. So you've got to know that MbL is going to want to reinforce, and now your whole army's dead. And now you've got Servamchas in your eco you've got to deal with. The thing about MbL that it doesn't match the statistics this game gives us, but he does sometimes have a lot more TC idle time than other players. But I think he does a good job of prioritizing when he needs to make military and when he needs to make villagers. Like, I think seeing 3 minutes here when he's had this much control is really bad. But, you know, maybe if he would have kept his villagers producing all the time, there would have been something else that he wouldn't have. That said, 63 population versus 61 right now. BadBoy's in this, and he does have camels here. Feels like a unit that costs 70 food and 20 gold should never be able to kill 2 camels there. And be able to mop up crossbows like this. 4 TC for MbL. He's feeling full control. He's actually continued to make crossbows, and he's getting ballistics now. The KD is 41 to 28. Oh my god, dude. He's placing TCs all over the map. He's got to be careful, man. He might not be able to make that much army. It's alright. Servamchas counter camels and crossbows, so it's fine. Yes, the camels don't have that many upgrades, but still pretty crazy sight for a unit that's that fast and that cheap. There you go. Finally, that gets killed off. MbL is booming to the right of the player's base right now. He's like, hey, I know we've had issues in the past, but can we be neighbors? Can we be friends? I could really use a cup of sugar, my neighbor. BadBoy correctly recognizes that he is really far behind. Correctly is playing heavy on the stone here for a castle drop. What he's not expecting is for MbL to be inviting him to castle drop here. That's funny. He's probably going to try and castle drop MbL's base. MbL mixing more and more crossbows in right now as he is a little fearful with the camels. MbL is going to have a massive vill count, but it's going to be spread out all over the map. Dude, this is... I don't know if it's fair to call it trolling, but this is a player who has so much confidence that he cannot be beaten. It's not even funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TCs for MbL. 6 TCs is kind of undercutting your military production, and we are about to have an entertaining game because MbL's being a bit of a troller boy. If the camels and crossbow numbers from BadBoy could do something, guys. He's also farming in the middle of the map. What is this? Farm around your TCs, man. The sad thing is, MbL's crossbow army could actually hold against what BadBoy has. That's the sad thing. Like, he still might end up being okay. If BadBoy had, like, 5 more crossbows, though, this castle would be going up on MbL's face. I'm just not sure. Like, the camels are not going to be enough right now. And MbL's at 93 villagers. His eco is spread out all over the map. Here goes BadBoy. And that castle is going to potentially go up. Yes, it will go up, I think. MbL needs to add more. He's adding camel. Well. No, it's not going to go up. It's going to be denied. And this is over. GG. Wow. MbL. He just looked confident. He looked confident. He opened up. He controlled Feudal Age well. 6 TCs was just a flex and a half, basically. If BadBoy looks at this after he resigns and he sees MbL has 6 TCs, he's probably just going to be like, this guy owns me right now. What on earth am I supposed to do against this player? I honestly feel as though BadBoy, he put up a weak fight in this stage of the game. Like, his opponent was showing him nothing. He killed the Servamchas. MbL is over booming and not making a lot of army. You've got to have more than like 5 crossbows here, surely. I think he was almost out of gold, which could have been part of it. I can't tell. It almost looks like he didn't have a market to sell some things, which was all probably part of it. But you've got to be able to contest at least 15 crossbows in that situation to get a castle down. The approach, though, was to drop a castle. That's good. I like that. I think that's smart. I think MbL could have easily been punished in that situation if BadBoy didn't have a bit more. But like we knew, you know, the Gujaras, if they get that big of a lead, if anyone gets an 8-villager lead like that, they're going to be looking strong, and MbL knew it. Easy first game for MbL. Easy 40 bucks in his pocket. And we'll move on to the next game now, which will be on BadBoy's home map. Okay. So we'll switch MbL back to red. I think it makes sense. And this is a Civ matchup we've seen 3 times over the last 48 hours. We have the Britons for MbL on Golden Swamp, BadBoy's home map, and we have the Lithuanians for BadBoy. BadBoy. Ooh. Well, this is almost, I think, potentially admin-reable, but he can actually access this gold. That's weird. That's the safest gold ever. Hopefully he doesn't need that later on. But yeah, BadBoy playing in the blue. Lithuanians, a civilization that I think if you play on this map, you should chop wood early with. And then get the early dock. And then MbL will recognize that the players are pretty close together. And that if he's Britons, he's going to have the opportunity to use the sheep bonus on all the cows and whatnot. And he's like, hey, free cow. And now BadBoy sees him. Now MbL is going to take the fight. MbL has a knack for winning these, but I think in the end he's going to have to run away because BadBoy will send a villager here. And, oh, what are you doing, MbL? That's so bad. That is so bad. Oh my god, he doesn't have his own base scouted. So he went trying to steal. He can't find these. He can't find these. He can't find these. The lamer has lamed himself, guys. Normally what happens in that instance, you know you're close to the opponent's town center. You know he's going to send a vill. The second you see the vill, you just run back home. That's normally what happens there. But oh my god. Guys, BadBoy had... Oh, let me adjust the score. BadBoy has needed a lifeline, and MbL just handed it to him. BadBoy now is a massive position. And I love the lack of hesitation, too. He just says, oh, that's funny. He doesn't have a scout. Let's just run forward and steal what we can. MbL scouted with a villager over here. MbL now scouting with a villager over here. And that sets him behind. And further behind than he really needed to be. Further behind than he would want to be. He won't be able to scout to see what his opponent's strategy will be. It's going to affect a lot of things with his build order. Dang. Serves him right. Well, it's a smart move, though. The players are generally pretty close together. So MbL is within his rights to try and lame here. I know he's got a bit of a reputation for laming, but he doesn't normally lame in tourneys. We saw a previous series where someone was laming. And look at BadBoy. He might even try and steal these. Yeah, there you go. He's going to run away. What he might do is wait till it turns red again and go back in and kill it. Yeah, because if it's close to MbL, it won't change color. But just don't lose your scout, BadBoy. If you lose your scout, you'll be in trouble, so you don't want to lose it. MbL's making a barracks on the water. I disagree with this. If your opponent goes water control later, they can take out your barracks then. But it is also very sneaky. So I take it back. I like it because your opponent might not scout it. Normal scouting would probably see it on the front of your base. What a weird way to start off this game. But it will be food galore for BadBoy if he gets home. He does obviously have to come home now and find his own resources. He's got 2 fishing ships with a 3rd on the way. MbL won't have his scout as part of his drush. But he will be making militia. BadBoy should have killed the buffalo. It was a little close to the TC. You could always lose your scout. You haven't found your own resources yet. So I actually like how he played it. I like how safe he's playing right now. Because he hasn't found a lot of his own resources. So MbL's going to militia. Into a dock. And no, I also don't agree that BadBoy should send the vill forward. Because sometimes people try and play too crazy, right? We talk about it a lot. You're already ahead. Don't do anything that can be too risky to put yourself behind. MbL, no scouting intel on his opponent's base. Looking around. BadBoy's going to get these buffalo. And BadBoy needs wins on the board right now. He's 0-6. He's got 3 rounds to play. He's got this, and then he's got 2 more after this. He needs to get those wins. This is as good an opportunity as he will ever get. This whole militia into fishing ship strategy is very weird from MbL. It's very spontaneous, adaptive, you could call it, but I don't think it's necessarily great. BadBoy's already on the way to the next stage. And he didn't even take his rhino yet. Like, he's got so much food available. And so far, so good with keeping his fishing ships alive. In fact, he's run away from the militia and now sees that MbL has fishing ships there. That's pretty crazy. Okay, saves the fishing ship. What you need to do is you need to press stop. You don't want to fish with it because it'll start to go home then. So he's just going to leave that there for now. Anyone have any ideas on what MbL is going to try and do? I think he's going to try and go Feudal Age now. But he is at the limit with his food eco. He lost access to resources. He can't push deer because he lost his scout. And okay, he just gets enough food to click up. Dang. Well, the militia has certainly accomplished something. And MbL has recovered with some food eco because of his own fish. BadBoy, though, knows there's a dock there, so he has an extra reason to secure the water. Has added a second dock, which MbL's kind of suspicious about. MbL will see this, and BadBoy is going to open with fire galleys. So if it is MbL's intention to win water, BadBoy's got a big head start there. And it feels as though BadBoy should win from this position. I feel very strongly about the words I just said. I think he's that far ahead. MbL, his militia, his fish, all of these things are in jeopardy. And I think he's going to go for a dock here. Though he could maybe sneak an archer range. I wouldn't put it past MbL to maybe sneak an archer range down here. He already does have a barracks. These fishing ships need to stay alive. Fire galley will come out. And good job from BadBoy not to lose any fishing ships just yet. MbL trying. Fire galley's on the move. But if you're MbL, you gladly will lose your militia over losing your fishing ships. I feel like a very MbL thing to do here would be to go scouts. He loves scouts. Oh, baby. Let's go. Yeah, because he's going to add a second dock. Actually, he might not be able to complete this. Okay, he'll complete it. But he's adding a second dock, which BadBoy sees, right? So if BadBoy sees this, then BadBoy's going to assume it's water, and sneaking in some scouts would really surprise BadBoy. What a crazy game. Obviously, MbL's fish in trouble. BadBoy's fish, he has fishing right here. BadBoy has 4 fires with 2 more on the way. MbL cannot compete there. Also, BadBoy blocking the fishing ship to kill the fishing ship with the starting scout. Nice job. So a definite head start on water right now for BadBoy. And he correctly determines that he's going to need something on land. And so he's adding the barracks now. Lithuanians do have pretty speedy spearmen, so that might be useful. Because MbL is going to sneak over with the scouts. MbL definitely thinking about transitioning into farming eco. He got his farm upgrade already, excuse me. Remember, he doesn't have the water buffaloes. And he's just going to try, I think, and snipe the weak fish from BadBoy, which will not happen just yet. But he is going to sneak in here. MbL's been really annoying with the militia, and he knows that one villager is going to be weak. And so here he comes. BadBoy hasn't added a spearman yet, and here we go. BadBoy reacts. It will probably lose the villager, but that's a very nice reaction from BadBoy. It's okay to lose that villager, because now you can just wall in the other vills. Instead of trying to click wall that vill, you just save all the others. And now you have your own stable, so now you can see your own scouts. And so you've got water control that MbL doesn't really have. And then you have scouts, and even if you just match what MbL has, I think you could be okay here. The big thing I'm always preaching, though, is transitional food eco. The farms, man. Like, farms are still king. Farms are so important. No matter how many... Oh, okay, obviously, it does matter how much fish is out there. But you're going to want to have farms and not just fully rely on fish if you're both players here. Total KD is 9-2. MbL's had a shocker of a game ever since he lost that scout. But he will snipe that scout there from BadBoy. Honestly, you know what BadBoy needs to do here? You have spearmen at home. You need to go to MbL's base right now. That's what you need. You've got good water control. Maybe he just wants to go up to Castle Age, which is also a play. But it feels like to me, I mean, if you're going to add scouts too, get to MbL's base. Try and set him behind. MbL's dock here has continued to produce. And he is making a demo now. He's also using spearmen against ships, which is actually quite helpful. That demo could do some massive things here against everything we're seeing. In fact, both players should probably make one. And MbL's just a random ball of army, which doesn't completely make sense all the time. And whoa, that was a weird lag. BadBoy's working on walling up. He's clearly working on going Castle Age as MbL's scouts are heading towards his base right now. And the scouts are now on MbL's base. Man, this is messy. Also, there goes MbL's demo. MbL will lose this Vil. MbL hasn't reacted yet. Now he fights back with the Vils. I think the important thing to notice here, though, is that MbL has the scouts heading towards BadBoy's base. If he can get into BadBoy's base with his army, BadBoy has nothing for that right now. But if he can't get in, BadBoy's going to be in Castle Age making knights. So BadBoy, does he know his gold is back here? He doesn't actually know his gold is back here, and he's just house-walled it out. I don't think there's a hole here. That's so crazy. I really hope that BadBoy realizes his gold is there when he overchops it, though. Because it's not a bugged map gen, but it is weird enough where the player... No! BadBoy! There's a hole! 90 seconds away from Castle Age. He would be fine if there wasn't a hole. And MbL, again, finds reward. He does actually see the gold's back there now, but he kind of house-walled himself out from it. And he needs another house here. BadBoy, you need to get another house, and he's going to go for the blacksmith. Now, he does have... Well, no, he's got 0 fishing ships. MbL was able to kill those. And MbL... Oh, my God. MbL knows he has nothing, and MbL dives in, but MbL will lose his archers in the process. Still, super annoying, though, right? Like, I love how MbL has been able to get back into this game by just throwing army at him and investing into the game like it's an Arabia game. He's got farming eco, and he says, I'm giving myself a real chance here. Let's look at the worker efficiency last minute. WELM, 42% for BadBoy. It's not pretty. Oh, also, villager here. MbL can kill this villager now. There's no way BadBoy saves her. And so overall eco KD is 5-4 after that kill. See, BadBoy's made it to castle, but he can't really do a lot right now. We'll see. He's going to make some knights. Those knights can deal with the scouts. I think MbL is going to be very happy with the fact that he's not having the knights at his own base. MbL's still making archers, which I'm sure he'll want to sneak. And speaking of, he's going to add some docks over here. I would say maybe you send one knight after the scouts, and then you send the other knight forward here for your BadBoy. Being Lithuanians, wants that extra attack on his knights. And MbL, don't tell me there's still a hole here. Oh my, there's still a hole, man. Demo him. Demo him. Oh! Yes! Yes, it was all part of the plan. Oh man, that was satisfying. Okay. Because I was about to say, you don't want MbL to escape. But he did want MbL to escape. Escaped right into the explosion. Wow, Town Center in the middle from BadBoy is greedy. But right now, he feels like he's got some good control in this game, and I agree. I agree. Here he comes with some knights. No upgrades yet, so he has to be careful, but kills an archer. MbL does add another scout, though. I love MbL's insistence upon adding the new scouts. That's a very MbL thing. He's adding the docks here. He's going to come back on water, and BadBoy's checking this. Remember, BadBoy just invested into the third town center in the middle. If he doesn't control water, he could have some massive problems here. It's a tough balance to strike, because right now you feel like you've got all the water. You feel like you're faster to Castle Age. You think you have the lead. And so it makes sense to add the town centers. But if you don't stop this, MbL could control all of your town centers. This town center could be hit, and the middle town center could be hit. Here we've just got some knights attacking. MbL doesn't have Bodcanero yet. He doesn't even have crossbowmen. He's interested in keeping his archers alive, but not moving out like he would normally want to. And 3 docks would scare me if I'm BadBoy. MbL is going to pop out at any moment now. And MbL definitely has the force. Now, the trick is you send out with 1 fire galley, so all the fire galleys chase you, and then you use the demo. Okay, that's not exactly what he did at all. But he could have done it. He still gets the demo. And now BadBoy's going to be freaking out here. Suddenly, the Knights look pretty ineffective. And the Monks getting relics doesn't feel quite as strong for him right now. And this town center. Oh, God. This town center is just looking so awkward at the moment. I think MbL lost his scout, or did he move it? No, he brought it home. He's now getting Bod Canero. Full focus on the water right now for MbL. Would love to see BadBoy do the same and upgrade to War Galley, but he doesn't seem like he has the food for it. He spent all of his food on Knights. Wow, that was a wonderful attack round. Monks can actually be really helpful in these situations against ships. But there's so many ships from MbL. Guys, we said it. Like, BadBoy had the dream start to this game. And look at MbL. He suddenly got control. Feels like the order of events has made more sense for him. Despite the 19 kills and 31 deaths. MbL, his position's not looking too bad. Looping around here with his fire ships. Does need to be careful against the siege. There he snipes a monk. Here he comes with more galleys. Here he'll go for the siege. And behind this, 3 town centers with the Britons. Not looking too shabby. BadBoy, though, with upgraded fire ships now. But he's going to need a whole lot more production from those docks. I think the siege needs to get hits right now for BadBoy. He needs it. Boom. Big hits. That's nice. Here these galleys are going to get pushed away by some fires, though there's not many of them yet for BadBoy. Maybe you even go for a 4th or a 5th dock right here, because you're behind in production, and it's 3 versus 4 docks. Another monk goes down with the relic. Yeah, it's 3 versus 3, excuse me. But you're behind in numbers, so you would want to have more than 3 if that's what your opponent has, I guess is my logic. MbL 10 on food, really? Interesting. He really has to seed some more farms, or think about turning auto farm on. And the mangonels could definitely still play a role. This is not something you see every day, is siege against ship. But it's working, and he's repairing, and he's getting some decent hits. Still has some of his own fire galleys, and BadBoy's holding on, guys. Barely, but he is holding on. Again, with the help of the siege. We do have BadBoy on stone, so we could be thinking about a castle on the shoreline. More so in the middle would make sense. MbL kills the monk, and now the knight is here. But the knight will die. The knight does get the assist, though. More siege gets picked off. MbL's war galley count is now 16. And it's not looking too hot for these fire ships anymore. I think if MbL could just make a demo or two, he's going to make one now. MbL could start to dominate. And, oh, BadBoy. Guys, it was looking so good. Honestly, you know, it's so interesting. He was Castle Age faster. He was on Knights. He was on TCs. He had water control. And suddenly, now, he doesn't have Knights. He doesn't have map control. He doesn't have eco lead. He doesn't have water control. MbL's additional few late military led to him being able to sneak up the docks. Led to him being able to defend from the Knights, and then just turning this entire game around. It's the flow of this game has just been so beautiful from MbL. As he sends the Knight in here, he won't actually kill the mangonel, sadly. But, no. The demo's just going to wait for another day. Now we see MbL is going to head over to stone, I've just noticed. So he's going to think about a castle, towards the middle. And BadBoy has 11 villagers that are completely idle right now in the middle of the map. How do you bring back this position? There's a siege workshop now for MbL. Still lurking with that demo, hoping to get some hits on something. He's not letting up on water. And how many times have we seen it on Golden Swamp, where someone thinks they have water control and the other player switches back in with docks? What happened to MbL? He lost the scout 3 minutes into this game? Would you even be able to tell? Would you even be able to tell if you were to join at this point? Probably not. Oh, God. Oh, it's looking so bad. It's looking so bad. That castle never goes up. He can't save his vills. His vills are stranded out here. His TC is going to be down. Oh, jeez. The best of the best, man, are able to bring it back. And for poor BadBoy, the safest spot for him is, I guess, away from the middle. But I have no clue where he can go. He is making his castle here now. But these villagers are all dead. Dang. MbL's KD obviously has risen. His eco efficiency is way higher. He's now worried there will be a castle drop. So he's even making a tower here just in case, which he doesn't know he doesn't need. We do have a TC here for BadBoy, so he's able to get access to that gold. He's overchopped that a while ago. But, oh, that's so disappointing. Again, you've lost every round 3-0. And then you had such a lead in this game. And you just let it all disappear. I think the second town center was fine. I think a knight or two is fine. But I think the priority has to be making more on water here. If you had the second town center, how does MbL beat you when he's later to Castle Age? He doesn't economically, right? But going for 3 is a little greedy if that means you can't lock down the middle. He thought he had it locked down. Not having the food and the wood for that War Galley upgrade was painful. And now MbL, as we established earlier, he can also range a lot of this eco from this side. Actually, I guess he can't because of this castle. Yeah, now MbL is going to walk forward to the middle, and he's going to drop a castle on the gold. And maybe feels like a spot where MbL will sell off his wood, buy some food, and try and click up to the Imperial Age. Very defensive castle for MbL, which surprises me. It feels like a castle in the middle would make sense. Maybe that'll be his next one. T90, I'm always surprised how much Navy the pros make on mixed maps. Yeah, well, Navy is definitely something that the pros can get the most out of. I think a lot of people underestimate the strength of Navy, right? It can be very strong. Even if you're not fighting over fish, in this case, just having the map control can be good. And BadBoy clicks up. BadBoy never got a single knight upgrade, right? Yeah, and, you know, I think it's not necessarily the knights that were a mistake. Oh, my God, he's doing it again. Boom. 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 MbL is flexing on the guy. Now, BadBoy doesn't necessarily know, but MbL went 6 TCs in the first game, and now he's going for 7 TCs in this game. Just having fun. Now, it's funny. He actually has great eco, so he could probably boom up out of these TCs. And they are cheap with the Britons, but just MbL things over here. 7 TCs like it's nothing. Blowing up the minimap. 79 eco versus, or I guess 80 versus 91 is not something that is impossible to come back from for BadBoy. He does have great farming eco. Got some raids in with the latest that'll now be dealt with. Is it 8 TCs for MbL? I think it's 7. I believe it's 7, but maybe I miscounted. Oh, no, it is 8. True. I don't think T90's harsh at all. After all, it's a tournament. You have to come prepared. You can't throw just like that. Well, I didn't say that BadBoy didn't come prepared. I just said he didn't transition properly. Also, I didn't see anyone say I'm being harsh, but this is the top 24 players in the world. I'm here to call the game, right? I'm not... I haven't tried to come off as harsh here at all. I think I'm being fair to the situation we have here in the game. Now, someone in the chat saying BadBoy is really bad at 1v1. That's probably harsh because BadBoy's proven to be a top 24 player in the entire world. Now, if your name's MbL and you're saying that, and you're on ATCs right now, then maybe you're coming from a spot where you could actually look down upon BadBoy's performance. But BadBoy is in the unfortunate situation where he is in the top 24, but he might be in the bottom 8 of that top 24. And remember, the bottom 2 of each group does drop out down to the next league. So for BadBoy, you know, you have to take the chances when they come. There's a chance that was given to him earlier, and MbL has clawed his way back like it's nothing. We have both players in the Imperial Age now. BadBoy coming back to the middle, though. He's trying to drop another castle. Can he do it? He's getting fast fire ship. I think he could possibly complete this castle. I don't know if he can keep it up. But, man, MbL's castle timing was perfect, guys. It's perfect. Fast fires are strong, though, so he has to back away to his other castle. And, yes, BadBoy, it's not pretty, but he'll use the lattice, and he will free up some space here to finish his castle. BadBoy also has a trebuchet here, already on MbL's castle. BadBoy still has fast fires in queue. And he knows his way back into this game is if he goes water and if he goes for trebuchets. BadBoy can do this, guys. MbL is booming. He's putting a lot of resources into villagers. He doesn't have Bracer. He doesn't have Galleon. Now, I expect MbL to get these things. He's getting Bracer now. But honestly, adding the TCs is not really... It has not helped him here. Like, adding 1 or 2 extra ones for a few more vills is good. But producing villagers out of all these TCs, if there is ever a way to throw the game, could be it. Here you go. He loses another Treb. He still, though, does have the docks, which I think is the important thing. He's got chemistry on the way. Actually, I don't know. I honestly don't know. He only has 13 galleons, and BadBoy has tons of fire ships. I think he can take BadBoy's castle down. But I'm not sure if he can stop BadBoy from pushing the middle. Towers? Yo, if he gets heated shot, I'm interested. You have my attention, MbL. You have my attention. So, galleons and towers to slowly power creep the middle, maybe, is MbL's strategy. Yeah, I think careening was researched a bit earlier from BadBoy. I'm pretty sure I spotted it. It should be... I always forget. The +1 is from careening, right? So I do think he has careening. Wait, no, I thought they had 10 pierce armor with full. Oh, now I'm second-guessing myself. I am second-guessing myself on this. Anyways, MbL's getting heavy demolition ship. 180 pop. MbL surrounds the middle, but he doesn't have access to the middle, and BadBoy does. And the fast fires are pushing. But that Galleon upgrade is very late. MbL's trolling here is throwing him the game. This could be the difference in the end of the group between BadBoy getting relegated or not. This could be the difference at the end of the group between MbL getting first, second, or third, or maybe fourth. Hell, I mean, maybe MbL could get relegated. Everything's still kind of open. Just because he's got 5 wins right now does not mean, or 6, I guess, in total, does not mean he's going to win every round coming up. But the demos are on the way, and there's nowhere to go. And, whoa, these Trebs survive. We'll see if the fire ships survive as MbL's getting guard tower now. Still confident he can push the middle. He's got 9 more demos in queue. And here they come. This is ridiculous, man. Okay, I think if BadBoy could start to switch into some galleons now, that would be the ideal play. We actually have Yeoman for MbL. Maybe he'll go for keep next. I think he got arrow slits. He's just hoping that he can get more towers and more demos out. Let's see how much damage these things do. It's honestly not bad. The tower damage is not horrible. I guess it's, you know, kind of horrible. No, what are they doing? Like 8 damage a hit? I mean, you still need Navy as well if you're MbL, but the way he's playing this right now with demos and towers is fascinating. He's got a massive economy lead. But I think he has also allowed BadBoy back into this game. Making BadBoy think he has a chance, possibly. Maybe trying to go a little too ridiculous with the town centers. I think every Civ gets heated shot. So heated shot does help towers versus ships. That would be a big must. MbL just lost a lot of demos over there. You don't get them back. And BadBoy's starting to add stables. If BadBoy were to start raiding MbL at home with some light cav, who knows, man? I don't know. Like, I still think MbL will win because MbL is playing this way because he's so confident. And also having this many towers and castles makes you very tough to kill. It's more likely MbL is going to take the middle gold than BadBoy. But BadBoy does have relics. BadBoy is making another castle. He's slowly starting to push down some of these towers. He's still making ships. The light cav will have some targets here. Villagers for MbL will start to die. MbL does have a massive navy count for the first time in a while, though. Okay, MbL realizing that light cav will come in is going to add barracks because he's being raided on this side. Also making outposts on this side, just ensuring that BadBoy doesn't hit him. Again, BadBoy needs this win. He needs any win he can get at this point. He hasn't had a single win all group. So here he comes with the fast fires. MbL's got to be very careful here. He does have a lot of galleons stacked, but you do not want to be close to fast fire ships like this. This is where MbL bringing in a demo would make sense. He seems to have a lot of faith, though, in the situation because of the towers. MbL has trebbed down the castle from BadBoy. BadBoy's going into pikemen now. When I say going into pikemen, he's running into pikemen with his light cav, which will make the raids less effective. We have heated shot for MbL, which is sick. First time I've seen heated shot on this map and had it make sense. And he is taking as much of the gold as possible. He has 154 vills. He can do to lose a few of them. And for BadBoy, he's got the relics to boast about, but apart from that, he's running out of gold in his island right now. He's just got this gold. And MbL sees that gold. MbL's going to raid that gold. MbL has looked so good in this event so far. And honestly, a little surprisingly. And I say that with all respect to MbL, but sometimes the weakness of MbL is lack of prep. And it's a mixed map event. Against ACCM, he looked good. Against Nikov, he looked good. Now against BadBoy, he's looking good. And now you're just seeing the confidence. And this is a player who's been in that top 10, top 15 for so long against the player in BadBoy who recently crept into that top 20-ish range. And MbL just has no respect for him, man. He's like, nope, I'm going to demo that treb. Boom, get out of here. Very rarely do I see a strategy like in a high-level game and think, man, how fun must this be? Because, well, okay, not very rarely. That happens a lot. What am I talking about? But you know how, like, low elo players will come up with a strategy and they just want to sit there and feel like a god and be like, whoa. Like, you know how I sit, surrounds his enemy with cannon galleons and just leaves his opponent helpless? It's not the same thing, but that's kind of what this feels like with MbL. Like, MbL's strategy is just fun. And it just sucks the life out of the opponent. He did actually make knights here, which is hilarious to me because he knew he needed to hit the gold. He's just going to drop a TC here. Yeah, it just feels like he's dominating the enemy. This isn't a victory. This is a domination right now. Keep is in. More towers creeping forward. More demos on the way now. Sure, MbL, good time to get conscription. That could be helpful. Say goodbye to your treb. Boom. Gone just like that. What do you do against this? Also, MbL has been buying stone, if you haven't picked up on that. There's not a ton of stone that he can really take right now, so he's just using the gold to buy more. I feel bad for BadBoy, but the opportunities were there, man. You can't sit here and tell me that BadBoy didn't have his opportunities. Early Castle Age, he could have done so much. But MbL defended from the Knights. MbL switched back on the water. And MbL got the eco lead as well. These fire ships are getting destroyed. Like, let's look at the damage. Stop attacking the house towers, please. They're actually destroying the house pretty quickly as well. He is making buildings here. He's going to probably try something on this side. Like, he might castle drop MbL there. Dang. Everything's melting. I mean, it is also a massive investment. You could argue that 1 or 2 castles would do more damage than the towers are. But also feels a lot more difficult to displace this many towers as they're spread out. MbL, quick walling this. He must have noticed that something was happening in the north. Just quickly block that off as he's got some knights and pikes patrolling there. Getting architecture now, guys. So he's getting all the relevant university technologies. And oh my god! The castle falls. BadBoy taps out. Man, like, I think BadBoy would already be feeling very frustrated with himself that he lost this game because he had the winning position at one point. Again, went to the town centers a little too early. Didn't have the balance down he needed. The knights weren't effective, and he didn't track MbL. And all of a sudden, MbL's back like it's nothing. But you'd already be feeling frustrated with yourself if you lost in more normal manner. This is not to say that MbL's strategy isn't somewhat legitimate. You have the TCs to protect from raids, and you have Navy and towers and demos to push the middle. right? Like, it was pretty good. You never had any issues in the middle, or never really had any issues on the outer ring as well. But anyways, get back to BadBoy's mindset. Like, how bad would you feel right now? You know you maybe threw the game or lost the game, and then that happens to you. I would not be feeling too good going into the next game. 84,000 resources collected from the Norwegian, and he collected a lot more of everything in that game. For BadBoy, obviously, we knew he kind of lost the game when he lost to those villagers in the town center. I don't like the town center in the middle. Like, even if he loses water, but he doesn't have the third town center in the middle, this is a much more manageable situation for him. He just felt like, I've got this game. TC'd the middle when he didn't have the game. He didn't have control of the middle. And so not only did he lose water, but he lost the 20 villagers that allowed MbL to skyrocket. Kind of a rookie mistake there from BadBoy. I have never seen someone place their third TC in the middle in that type of situation in this event, and there's probably good reason for it. Dang. MbL in the red. MbL must be loving this event. He must be loving this event almost as much as BadBoy loves the Ethiopians. What in the world is up with his fascination with the Ethiopians? Now, I respect it. Also, hello, Hammer. Salute to you. I respect the appreciation of Ethiopians. I quite like the Ethiopians. But competitively, I do realize that Ethiopians are a civ that if you don't do well with early, you have some problems. It's a very all-or-nothing civilization in that if their archers aren't working, what else are you really doing? They do have great siege, and they do have showdown warriors for later on in the game. But still, it just feels like it's really tough to get to that. And guys, BadBoy, when he got 3-0'd by Tato, picked Ethiopians and lost. When he got 3-0'd by ACCM, he picked Ethiopians and he lost. So I would like to see him actually have a successful game with Ethiopians. I think it also falls into the line of thinking that he has due to how the early games have gone. Just think about it. You've lost both games. The previous game you actually lost after you had a lead, and he could probably determine that. Clearly, MbL is outperforming you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go for a civ that has all-around strengths? Or are you going to go for something that can get a lead and keep the lead and finish the game quickly? And so I think for him, he's like, I can't play straight up. I don't need versatility because versatility does not help me here. So I'm going Ethiopians, and I believe that this can work. So this is the third time. He desperately needs a win. Desperately. Like, it's already going to look bad if he wins. Because the group is so insane. But let's think. So BadBoy's played ACCM and Tato and now MbL. So let's say he gets a win. He's got 1 point. And then he would need to get points off of Dogal. And then he would need to get points off of Nikov. Not going to be much easier. Hindustanis, from the cheaper vills to their faster attacking camels to the Gurjari unique unit, which is fantastic against archers. Or Gurjari unique unit, sorry. Hindustani unique unit in the Ghulam. From the fully upgraded skirmishers that this civ has. For the full Hussar line. Bombard cannons, siege elephants. I mean, there's a lot this civ can do. That's before we even talk about their unique techs. So I definitely think he has the better overall civilization here. T90, what do you rank these days? Are you still top 100? Yeah, I'm like, at the moment on the ladder, I'm like 80th or something. If you discount Smurfs, like maybe like 70th or 80th. For the ATP rankings, which was the ranking system we used for this event, I was 50th in the world. So I was 2 spots out from being in gold. And parts of me wishes I would have been in gold, but the realistic part of me realizes I probably would have been one of the favorites to get relegated. And then I also would have really struggled to balance covering the event and also practicing, which I probably wouldn't have done any of, and I probably would have died. So I will we'll see what my time looks like, because again, when I cover this stuff, I put content's always the priority, but I will probably try and qualify through silver, and we'll see what happens. Here comes MbL, pre-mill drush, BadBoy. Doesn't actually see this. Very unfortunate, actually, because it looked like he was very close to seeing any of this. Doesn't even see the house there. Normally, players are going to make a little line of houses and then their barracks. So if he would have seen the house, he probably would have found the barracks. He went straight archer double range when he played Tato and ACCM, but I think it was on Ravines. So it was on a different map. Looks like he's about to click up. Nothing too special, nothing too fancy. But he doesn't have the scouting on the barracks. And he will see the barracks now, but at this time is actually not that uncommon for MbL to have one, even if MbL is not drushing. And okay, now he sees the drush. So a little too late to prep for it and get the walls down. MbL just wants to delay. And man, what a good build from MbL. He actually makes the militia, spends food, and then clicks up to feudal age at a similar time anyways. I mean, yeah, technically I would be, and we're going to see Man-at-Arms for BadBoy. I like it. Technically, I would be one of the favorites to qualify through silver, but honestly, there's so many players that are talented. And I don't spend as much time as these guys are going to. I think I will have my work cut out for me. But yeah, I'm okay. I pretty much decided I'm going to play in events, but I'm not going to, like, practice. I'm just going to do my best and see what happens. There might be exceptions to that. Maybe there will be some practice. MbL, I think, noticed that the barracks was sending the militia out. Because at one point he saw the flag, so he knows there's pressure coming. Wall's over here. So he's protected on the wood line. Wall's in the gold, which is exposed on the hill. MbL will be in feudal age in 20 seconds. BadBoy's faster. BadBoy goes for the man-at-arm upgrade, the wood upgrade, and then the range. This is so far so good for BadBoy. Very weird to me that MbL would wall some and not all. I guess he's expecting the pressure to come in through the front. MbL goes in. He just got the extra attack on the scalp because he's in feudal, and doink, gets the villager kill. Very well played, MbL. And BadBoy get the same, and he should get more. Oh, he should get more than this. This should be 2 kills. He's going to get this one. It might not be 2 at this point, actually. But still, I mean, he returns the favor. Now he has the man-at-arms. MbL's range is also a little bit later. So far, so good for BadBoy with his Ethiopian choice, I have to say. A cutthroat opening. This is where Ethiopians can shine. MbL loses his final militia there, which I don't think he'll complain too much about. And he also won't take any more damage just yet from these man-at-arms. All right. Yeah. The only other player that's also a caster, like the only other caster, I guess, that also plays at a high level would be Nilly. There's no one else that's very close. Man-at-Arms obviously holding control over the game. It also puts MbL in a position where he'll want to make a couple more archers before skirms in theory. I don't love mixing in skirms with Ethiopians. The archers fire so fast, you're just working away from the bonus. So I would like to see him continue with archers here, BadBoy. MbL scout, I think a little confused right now. He's like, well, he doesn't have a range yet. He's probably already confused why the guy picked Ethiopians in the first place. So he might actually assume that BadBoy's not going for army here. Okay, man-at-arms. Again, you do not want to lose these things. Do not want to lose these. This is where MbL has to send his army because of the man-at-arms. And look at BadBoy. BadBoy coming in with the archers on the hill. Could kill a villager here. The way the villagers want it running, that villager should die. And now MbL distracted. MbL running away. BadBoy chasing. Could be worse for MbL because he could have to be completely pulled off of his gold. And, no, like the villager might actually do something this game. She's going to run away right now. Still is awkward for MbL, though. He doesn't have the berries protected, and this pressure is insane. This is what BadBoy wants. He wants to kill MbL early. I think if this game goes past early Castle Age, I think then MbL is going to have the lead. Man, this pressure from BadBoy is insane. Is chasing this villager. That will end up killing her, so that's going to be 2 villagers killed versus 1. MbL didn't have fletching the entire time. Got a big ball of skirms, though. He's getting fletching now, and he's pushing out against BadBoy. What's BadBoy up to? Just one range. Actually pretty badly housed at the moment. Don't worry, MbL will help him by killing that archer. Also, the man-at-arms go down, and suddenly MbL is okay. MbL can take his berries again. MbL's got his farms. MbL can take his gold. MbL's got a counter unit. And MbL is now here, chasing down 2 of these archers. Just like that, the additional resources you received are gone. And MbL's got a counter unit, and now you have no other exciting bonuses to live with. I don't know, like, I feel like what BadBoy really needed, and it's funny because I think that one villager actually screwed it up. I think he just needed to snowball his units and just keep running into MbL's base. But the one villager running to the middle of the map was a free kill, so he chased it. That kind of helped MbL a little bit, I think. Yeah, it's funny. On the ladder, now you have to eliminate like 20, 30 accounts that are Smurfs. But very frequently, my rating is shown as 90. You can't make it up. All right, so BadBoy knows exactly what we said. He knows he's got to get some damage in here quickly. He uses the market. He sells his stone. He's going to buy food. He wants to click up to Castle Age. MbL's hitting at the perfect spot because these berries, that's the food that's going to take BadBoy to the next stage. So he's still trying to buy some. Also looping around with these archers, but it's just 4 archers. Let's see how MbL plays this. I could see MbL of old dropping a tower here and then going 1 or 2 to stone to make more towers. Because he sees the market. He has to know his opponent's going to be going all in. I don't see any holes here for MbL. MbL wants to add a market. And I think he's looking for the army right now, guys. Oh, man, if he actually spots that, that's so sick. I love things like this. Oh, my God, I love things like this. This is incredible. You don't see this every day. Where our weak scout is going to pick off, or not pick off, but be able to find those archers so he knows. But BadBoy also sees the scout, so he should expect army from MbL to come over here. MbL is sending the skirms. The scout goes down, and what does BadBoy do? He runs. He pieces out. All right. Well, I think for BadBoy, the archer number is so low that he can't be feeling good about himself. You want to have probably 15 crossbows. Now, he might be able to get out of here with some of these archers. He's got 1 archer range. He's about to be in Castle Age. He's going for another small little army here. Think about how casual MbL has been able to be about this. He hasn't had to place a tower, hasn't gone to stone, just simply going into skirms. He knows exactly what Ethiopians typically do. We do have a stable for BadBoy, so he's thinking about a knight. I do like that. Because you need something more than crossbows here, clearly. But it still is something that is a problem for you. If you're trying to go crossbows and you got to go knights now with this civilization. Yeah, Gabriel, BadBoy is one of many good Vietnamese players. You've got ACCM. I think Vietnam has more people in Platinum than any other country. ACCM, BadBoy, Song Song, Backed, and Say My Name. They have 5 out of 24 from Vietnam. And they've also all performed quite well so far. Say My Name and BadBoy. And Song Song, though, I think are the players that are kind of near the back of their group at the moment. Okay, second TC for BadBoy. So he's now going to boom a little bit. For MbL, he'll see the knights. He's just taken some losses. And he's going to play into skirms. Some players these days don't even worry if their opponent's going knights if they don't get bloodlines. They just continue to add skirmishers and feel like they can force it back. Feels very similar to the previous game where he's going knights with no upgrades. Only this time, he doesn't really have a good knight civ. I don't know. MbL doesn't have that many skirms yet. MbL just still, again, being relaxed about this. Skirms falling back. And good news for MbL would be he already had a lot of gold, but BadBoy pressuring. BadBoy also on 2 TCs. BadBoy taking a bit of a lead here from MbL. In Platinum, we have 0 players from the USA. In Gold League, we have 1, actually. We have one. So not too many. The USA does have a lot of players around 2K, but it's not really comparable to some of these other players and talents. TC here for MbL. Oh, that pains me so much. Below the hill, next to a market, so you can't farm there. It is on wood and gold, though, which is what he wants. And there he also adds a town center. For BadBoy, there's some economic problems that are going to hurt at some point. Not having horse scholars there. Also, he still is fully countered by skirms. MbL, that's why he sat on the hill. He's like, I'm fine. Ethiopian's knights are horrible. I'm still going to be able to push this back. And I just don't see what BadBoy does offensively now. Oh, that's true. Bloodless is in gold as well. Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, I forgot about my boy Bloodless. Yeah, he's in a tough group, and I think the map pool is always going to be tricky for him. Being an arena player and all. 17 KDs, 17. After this series, by the way, we're going to have a set that happened earlier today between Velez and Dragonstar, where Dragonstar, the only player from India in gold or platinum. He's like literally the only 2K plus Indian player, I believe. He's exceptionally good. He kind of needs to get some wins here, I think, to look better in Group B. So, Velez, Dragonstar. Should be a fun one to look forward to. 54 villagers for BadBoy. Let's look at the resources brought in here. Very close game. MbL slight lead with the wood and the food. BadBoy has brought in a ton of gold this game. Obviously also received plus 100 food and gold when he hit the next age. Yeah, I mean, BadBoy trying to be a little sneaky with the crossbows, it seems. MbL has not seen the siege yet. I think he's just paranoid about army. You can see how he's patrolling around. He knows that it's likely his opponent will probably try and sneak army. I love the ballistics timing on BadBoy. I mean, I love how sneaky he's been able to move this army over here. MbL currently building up some stone for a castle and has completely abandoned this gold for the moment because he does not know where BadBoy's army is. Ethiopian crossbows with a hill with ballistics can be strong. Okay, now MbL sees it, though. MbL also making a camel or two, which won't actually be that effective unless he's just up against a knight. And BadBoy, this is the second time. He knows he's been spotted. He knows MbL will come chase him down, and he just runs. Which is, it feels like an obvious thing, but I love it because I feel like I will be like, oh, he knows where I am. I better do damage before I die. But BadBoy's like, nope. I'm heading home. It's a shame not more Finnish players are playing ladder. Finland has what you could consider like a good new era of players that are there, but they're not players that really seem like they want to challenge themselves. You've got 3 guys who you guys probably barely know who are around like 2K, 2K1, and they don't really sign up for events, and they don't really branch out with the settings they play, and they seem to just play some team games here or there. Also, just there's some weird instances where like one guy will like play like lobby games against like much lower rated players for whatever reason. I don't know. They've got some names out there. They've got some names beyond Max, Rubenstock, and Velez. But again, do they have that competitive spirit? I'm just not sure if they do. But again, they've got a solid amount of like potential 2K, 2K1s that just aren't known. They don't really play events. Yeah, Mully's one of them. You've got the Ant-Man is some random... Like, again, these guys... Some of them, I was thinking, like, who are these people? I thought they were Smurf accounts originally, and I don't think they are now. There's another Finnish guy. I forget his name. Yeah, Valis is killing it. Like, Valis is probably going to... He's one of the favorites to get promoted out of gold into platinum. I wouldn't necessarily consider him new Finnish blood, though. You know? Wow, BadBoy, 75 villagers. He finds himself surrounded by MbL, though. He's about to click up, guys. For all the times that he has run away, it feels like this is the moment where he really, truly needs to run away. MbL has a castle. MbL's massing some of the Gulams here. He's got skirms. And he's up against siege, which is counter to him. He has to be careful here. Also lacking some armor. Actually, BadBoy, if he can back away. Back away, boy. Back away. If you could back away, this could be awesome. Yeah, Malleus is another Finnish guy who's really talented, though I haven't seen him active in a while. I don't know as much about him. But, like, Finland is a super small country, so the fact that there's so many names that have hit 2K, 2K1, maybe 2K2, is pretty incredible. Ricky, I'd never heard of that account. If I had to guess, it would probably be a Smurf account for Mully or Ant-Man. Mully, I think, is, like, quite a few different accounts. So, like I said, you know, there's players out there, they're just not signing up for events. They don't seem like they really want to challenge themselves, so that sucks for Finland. But Finland's pretty stacked. MbL, his long-term composition right now feels like it's just going to be Skirmisher. Doesn't seem like he wants to make any other unit, and he doesn't care about throwing away skirms. Again, Ethiopians have awful knights. BadBoy now kind of has to make knights. You could try Showdown Warriors in theory, but Showdown Warriors require the castles, which he doesn't have yet. He's picked this civilization. It's a one-sided civ. He did do early damage to MbL. But these guys just, they realize that their win condition is all about relaxing and just chilling out. And then they should have the better civilization. BadBoy, unfortunately, has been unable to break MbL when he wanted him to be broken. But I like this. I like this a lot. He's going to kill the second Mangonel now with that Knight Edition. Yeah, doesn't Finland have one of the best StarCraft players ever as well? Isn't his name like Cyril or something? Yeah, Finland, I think, is stacked with esports talent, though I don't really pay attention to many other esports. Okay, MbL will get this castle up. Still has the potential to go Gulams. But the Hindustanis have fully upgraded skirms. So you kind of... You have two options here. Yale adding another town center to expand his eco. Obviously, he's needed Imp to get Imp upgrades here for a bit. He just hits Imp. I think he's making BadBoy think that he's going to go Gulams. And credit to BadBoy, he's just going to go in for the kill. He knows he needs to drop a castle, get some Trebs and Bomber Cannons, and really snowball this. Hindustanis are better off with raiding tools. Hindustanis are better off with all their options. So he's going to go Bomber Cannon Arbalest. If you're going to do this, though, BadBoy, do not go raid with this army. You need to stay here, and you need to push right up the gut. I think trying to raid is suicide in this situation. And I think he's just picked up on that. Oh, God. Okay, so these don't have many upgrades. So this should be fine for the crossbows to deal with. It's not bad. MbL's still just upgrading his skirms, and he's got his skirms over here right now. But again, I guess he's doing it because he sees MbL's skirmishers. But to me, this is not a good play. You're massing your bombard cannons on the front. You're about to have Trebs. It feels like you need your army all together here. But I guess in theory, if MbL can't deal with the siege, and then MbL doesn't deal with this, it could actually lead to being good for BadBoy. And I'm surprised MbL has taken so long to garrison here. Meanwhile, he's just strolling into Oh my God, he's just strolling into BadBoy's base with skirms. This classic skirm raid. Who needs hussars? Dang, man. I don't know. I mean, BadBoy's looping back around. MbL's skirms are all out of position. And I understand he's damaging BadBoy's food eco right now. But if BadBoy can pressure this hill, maybe there's a chance. We do have a few Showdown Warriors being created for BadBoy behind this Treb. I would love for Showdown Warriors to work here. I think Showdown Warriors should actually be a really good unit against the Hindustanis, and unless the Hindustanis want to add hand cannons, which have 9 range, and yeah. But still, it feels like in this type of game it would be nice. The siege is clearing up MbL's skirmishers, and BadBoy's here with bombard cannons to snipe MbL's Trebs. MbL and throwing skirmishers away is one of the best duos in the game. The guy loves to make skirmishers. He does not care about losing them. He just needs to hold this position right now. And he's hoping his Trebs get lucky, essentially. Oh, and he gets one. And he gets one. The Trebs are on that bomber cannon, I guarantee it. And he will continue to send the skirms out, just so the skirms have to be focused on by the bomber cannons. But guys, BadBoy could maybe do this. If he takes his castle out, that's MbL's main gold. MbL has no other type of army he's making right now. He's only going to make skirms. And Showtail Warriors and Bomber Cannons can take care of skirmishers. MbL's castle's down. 155 population for MbL. He does have a lot more villagers. And it seems like he's going to use all of his eco to just make skirms. Do Ethiopians have good cavalry? No. Would you maybe consider it if you had more than 21 farms? I think yes. I mean, some players like Hera's addicted to stable units, so he would make it. But also, it would be a very different game, too. Like, it's been somewhat all-in for BadBoy. Everything has been wood gold, not too much on food. The repairs. Very important repairs for BadBoy to keep his bomber cannons alive. Can BadBoy get a win? If he wins here, I think it's still very possible for him to have some upsets in the next 2 rounds and stay alive. There's 2 bomber cannons there, by the way. Surprise. These repair villagers are MVPs right now. Oh, my goodness. Also, a castle here for BadBoy. I think he knows about MbL's castle, so he could maybe treb that. Now MbL has his own bombard cannons. Whoops, forgot Hindustani's got that too. Jeez. We do have a Showtail raid. Showtails have very high attack and very low HP. Also, MbL lost his bomber cannon while he was reacting to that. What is happening? This game is insane. And BadBoy's eco is actually getting pretty good behind this. His farm count's actually going up. So that's not bad. He's finding some extra stones. He snipes MbL's treb. Finally loses a bombard cannon. But what's funny is BadBoy's making progress here. And MbL's making progress here. And also up here. His populations just continue to rise. As MbL takes losses, his pop just goes up. It just doesn't make any sense. But he just continues to produce more skirms. He's up to 45 freaking skirms. 50 skirms now. He just doesn't care. And he knows that Ethiopians have a weakness. He's also going to switch into some light cav, so I expect some raids. BadBoy finding this extra gold will go for that now. Again, the key for BadBoy is a snowball victory to push MbL and kill him. And MbL is just placing a castle right where he lost one before like it's nothing. He believes in skirms. And BadBoy hasn't been able to really push past this point. It's still so insane how easy MbL makes it look. Because players taking losses like that normally just are not doing very well over the next couple minutes. Okay, so the trebs are on this side. MbL will have to react to this. He's actually pop-capped right now. There's also arbs on this side. The BadBoy doesn't know it, but as he kills vills, it actually means MbL can get light cav on the other side. And MbL will need that. He's actually getting siege engineers for his bombard cannons, which is interesting. So he's going to try and treb and skirm the middle. And there he goes, little split. BadBoy distracted. We'll see if he can repair this one. Feels like it's not going to be enough to repair this one. There's so many skirmishers, but okay, all right. The Showtails are here. The Showtails are very interesting inclusion to this. But boom! Oh, he does lose some there. A couple of them splatted on the ground. MbL now raiding with skirms again. And will take out this castle for BadBoy. BadBoy needs this push, and oh no, MbL's bombard cannons. He's so good defensively. He's just going to snipe the treb. And I think it's worth it for him to lose his bomber cannon to do that. Yep. Skirms are in the eco. That's a pain. Your castle's now down. So this has went from you taking out MbL's castle and possibly pushing him to MbL having 2 castles that you can't push. And you losing your castle in the middle. And all your siege. And probably getting raided by Leica. Again, you understand why BadBoy would maybe pick Ethiopians. But you're going to have to kill the guy in a moment in early Castle Age, I think, to have a chance. And MbL just wasn't going to break in this game. Picking Ethiopians against the crossbow. Wow, sorry. The cockroach of AoE, as I call him. The guy who never dies. I think it puts a lot of unneeded pressure on yourself. There's so many civilizations that you can still go all in with that have more versatility. I don't like Ethiopians. BadBoy, unfortunately, has been struggling in Group D. He has not won a single game out of 9. I think he would need 2-1 and 3-0 against his next opponents to have a chance of staying up, but it's really tricky. And MbL is so far the best performer in Group D, so maybe it gets a little bit easier for BadBoy. MbL has lost one single game. He 3-0'd BadBoy, he 3-0'd ACCM, and he 2-1'd Nikov. He will have to play Dogal, and he'll have to play Tato. All sets to look forward to, obviously. Whew. BadBoy had 2,200 stone. 2,200 stone! What? Now, okay, so your instinct is to say he should have built a castle. But what do the castles even do for him? What you want with that stone is you want to take out someone's castle, take their position, and then follow it up with your own castle. But dang! 2,200 stone is insane. Yeah, I think if he places those castles, he's still dead. It's just MbL has to push past castles, but dang. That's a lot of stone, man. Oh, geez. Yeah, there's MbL, more wood, more food. He realized that he just needed skirmishers in this matchup. Skirmishers and boom. It's MbL's favorite position, probably, is just making skirms and playing defensive. You know, BadBoy, I think I've said everything, actually, at this point about BadBoy. I think I've said everything about MbL as well. Really excited to see what happens with the fight for probably the 5th spot. Because if BadBoy is going to be confirmed to be 6th in this group, either MbL, it's not going to be him, Nikov, Tato, Dogal, or ACCM are going to be in that 5th spot and be relegated out. And those are all really, really big names that are performing well. Now, small spoiler, because we did see this yesterday, so I'm just going to go do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm going to sing a song so you can mute. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, so what we saw earlier today, not actually yesterday, sorry. Do-do-do-do-do. There you go. Was Dogal losing 2-1 to ACCM. And Dogal has to play quite a few players yet. But I would say maybe Dogal is the player that I would predict right now would be the 5th spot, but it's going to be really close. Group D is just stacked. And I think it'll be a fight to the very finish.